Hello teachers, this is the instructional guide for Primary 3, Term 4, Week 6. Okay, for this week there are two booklets. One of the booklets was the third book that was not done last week, right? So we will use this as the first booklet for Week 6 instead. Now, for here, we are introducing students to finding out the area of rectangle and square by multiplying the length and breadth. So to teach them, first of all, we start with this figure here first. And last week, when we asked them what to find the area of the figure, right? All they need to do is to count the number of squares in there, right? So in this case, you can see that there are 8 cm squares, right? 1 cm squares area. And then after that, you can tell them that, well, the other way of doing it, right, instead of counting, is to multiply the length and the breadth, right? So 2 cm times 4 cm, and what you get is 8 cm, right? So again, when it's area, right, they need to remember to put the square here. So it's 2 square centimeters, right? Or sometimes we say it as 2 centimeters square. So make sure that the two they put it, and you have to emphasize to them that 8 cm, right, is not the same as 8 cm square, right? When they are asked about areas, they must always have that square here because it represents a 2-dimension length and breadth. Okay. For squares, same thing. Okay. If you were to find out the area of the square, okay, then it'll be length times breadth, right? So in this case, the length is 3 meters, the breadth is 3 meters. 3 times 3 equals 3 meters square. Now, what happens if you only know one dimension? In other words, you only know length of the square. Are you still able to find the area? Answer is, well, yes, right? Test them, right? Because for squares, the length, right, this side are the same for all 4 sides. So if this 3 meter, right, then the so-called, if the breadth is 3 meter, then the so-called length is also 3 meters as well. So 3 times 3 equals 9 meters square. Okay. Then you can get them to do the guided practice, right? Nothing fanciful here, right? Just observe how they do this. Okay, if there's a need to demonstrate, go ahead. For this portion here, remember they for a start, they should write down the formula, right? So that they are familiar with the idea of area being length times breadth. Okay. After that, I would just skip to some of the questions. Perhaps I think this would be good here. All right, question C and D. Okay, area of the square is, well, they're given one dimension here. So they need to know length times length or length times breadth. Do they know the other dimension? Yes, they should know, right? Because it's a square. If this is 8 meter, this is also 8 meter as well. All right, so this is about really a lot of multiplication exercise today, right? And then they do D. Okay, so quite easy. Then maybe, let's see, one more question, perhaps just to get them to question 3. Okay, let's see whether 3 is good. Yeah, just get them to question 3. And I think the rest can be assigned as homework, right? So for question 3 is really a lot of practice, multiplication practices. And this question 3 A is good to do as well because it gets them to review parameter as well. Right? What is parameter? Because the next booklet that we're going to do is a mixture of area and parameter questions. All right, so make use of this opportunity to go through this with them, right? So that they know when how do you find parameter and how do you find area, right? Parameter, if you do a quick recap with them, it'll be length times length plus breadth times 2. All right, or length plus breadth plus breadth. All right. Now let's move on to the booklet number 2. Okay, booklet number 2 is solving word problems. You can go through this with them. So here, Sheila jogged around a rectangular field. Length of field is 100 meters. Its breadth is 60 meters square. What is the distance? So, oh, hang on a second. This is not area yet, right? This is just parameter as well, right? So although the question here didn't ask about parameter, right? Important for them, when they said distance, it basically means, right? This one, right? So that's a parameter, that's like a fence. So they should be able to see that the question is asking for parameter even when the question didn't ask so, right? So get them to do guided practice. Okay, all right. And then this one is some parameter, and then this question really asks what is area. They should be able to do it, right? But remember to get them to do the steps out, the statement. Okay. How much floor space? Okay, so what's the parameter of the square? So this is quite clear cut. How much floor space? What is this asking for? Right, floor space is here, so it's actually asking for area. All right, so right, we may take through the go through the questions with them. And then after that, I think quite good to do. Maybe do question 3, right? Square handkerchief has sides measuring 18 centimeters. Find the parameter. Okay, so what are they supposed to do? Basically, if all sides are 18, they can do either 18 plus 18 plus 18 cm, or they can just do 4 times 18 cm. Okay. And then let's see. Yeah, I think for this they are actually quite easy here. Area question, I would say perhaps do question 9 with them. Right, Rainy attached a chain of decorative lights around the perimeter of window as shown. How long is the change of decorative lights? This one, the only difficulty is that they have to express the answers in meters and centimeters. Okay, so they work up the answer. This is 306. The first step is actually 386 cm. Right, 380 cm. And then after that, they need to remember how many cm makes a meter, and they have to express answers in meters and centimeters. Okay. One more question that to do with them perhaps is question 10, right? Involves a bit of money, involves a report calculation here. Jerry wants to cover one side of a rectangular notice board with some fabric. Notice board measures 8 meters by 6 meters. How much fabric would Jerry need to cover the notice board? So first of all, the question is find out the area first. After that, right, the cost. 1 meter square costs $5. So it's the area of fabric cloth times 5. Okay, and then you get, and then that's it. The rest of the time, I think there'll be a lot of extra time for them. Rest of the time, please go through corrections with them. I'm sure there are a lot of corrections to clear. And that's it for this week's lesson.